Happy New Year. Okay, so it's 2022. Yes, and my face is giving. But what you have to say? Your son, nice rooms. Boy. My sister play. Good morning.
Good morning. The face is giving.
Yeah, so I'm walking to the school.
But it's so hot. You don't get what COVID the people can drink.
Let me put my mask. I have my mask, people. I have my mask. I only didn't have it over there where I was trying to take out the pics, but I got it. I got my mask. Because I wouldn't want the Omicron, whatever its name is. Omicron. Close-ups, girl, look me.
But I put it up.
I know I said
Passing too.
Let me bring up my pants. Don't go watching me like. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's me, Scrumptious Couture. So if you are about to take a trip to Taiwan, today I'm going to be providing you some tips on quarantine. So first of all, as time goes on, this information might change, but I really hope that it will be helpful for whoever is traveling to Taiwan. So before I proceed into the video, I just want to say that of course the experience of everybody would be different. I stay in the south, so my experience would probably be a lot different from people who stay in the north. So let me just put that disclaimer out there. So if you're coming to the south, maybe this might be more useful to you, or it can still be useful overall, but I'm just saying this just as a disclaimer. So basically, based on the policy that Taiwan currently has, you are supposed to quarantine for 21 days. So you do 14 days in a government facility, and then the remaining 7 days you do it either as a home quarantine or in a hotel, which is what we students had to do. So we spent 14 days in a government quarantine center, and then after the 14 days were up, we then moved to a hotel. But in this hotel, because of where I was on the island, we were not allowed to leave the quarantine center for the last 7 days, but we were at least permitted to order food. So we would order the food either using Uber Eats or Food Panda, and then the food they would put it on a table for us, and then whoever works at the hotel, they would pick up the food, press on our doorbell, and then we'd take the food and go in our room. We're not allowed to interact with each other or move out. Yeah, it was the same thing like the government quarantine center, where you were not able to interact with anybody outside of your room, which is pretty much yourself only. So you were able to just do that, but you were not able to order food because of where it was located. But I'm assuming people in other places like Taipei and so on, they would have been able to order. So first of all, the food. I'm going to insert footage of the food so that you guys can get an idea, a sense of how the food looks, what it is that they pretty much give. And of course, that would vary depending on where you're staying, right? But where I was staying, this is what was provided. So I'll insert some clips so that you guys could see. The way it works is that they would ask you if you are allergic to anything. Like for myself personally, I'm not allergic to anything, but I don't eat pork. So in front of my room there was a desk, and they had a sticker. I probably have footage of that. I'll insert it, and it showed like no pork, right? So they would basically give you food based on what it is that you say you don't eat and so on. My suggestion is that you make sure that you carry a few snacks with you. Also, it would be nice to carry some packs, like, for example, Kool-Aid or Turbo or Tang, depending on where you are in the world. So you buy these, because if you were to buy box juice or bottled juice, it would be heavy for you to carry in your suitcase. So therefore, it would be best to carry the powder drinks, because they're going to provide you with water so that you just mix it in and then you can make your own juice. Also, it would be important to bring your own sugar, because based on what I have seen, they don't really use sugar, especially if you're from Western countries. Like the amount of sugar that we would put in something, the sugar is pretty much mild. It's like semi-sweet, it's not sweet. So if you're somebody who really likes sweet things, it would be nice to carry some small packs of sugar just to sweeten your juice or sweeten your tea. The tea that I got during quarantine, it never had sugar. So If you know you need your sugar, bring sugar. Also, make sure that you go onto the website for the flights, so that they can tell you what you can bring in, because there are certain things that they do not allow in. For example, different meats like pork and stuff, you're not allowed to carry to Taiwan. So you need to go ahead and check that, like canned foods, tuna, these things, you're not allowed to bring that. But you can bring your crackers, you can bring your packet drinks, your snacks. That would be awesome. So the other thing would be, considering food, the other thing is that it might take you some time to get accustomed to the meals, because it's very different, like in terms of the flavor, the season that they use, how they prepare it. It's different, right? Different is not a bad thing. Different is different, right? You basically need some time to adjust. So while you're trying to adjust, there are some days you might get something that you might not like or be open to. So in that case, you have your snacks, so you can go ahead and enjoy your snacks. That's fine. Of course, you get your free square meals, your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner. There are some places, depending on where you stay, they might provide you for a little snack in between. In the second quarantine center that we stayed in, we got some Doritos, we got some cake. It was nice. Actually, if you know you're somebody that have allergies, bring your epi, bring your antihistamines, bring your gravel, like just in case that you eat something that doesn't go with you, because remember, you're in quarantine, nobody not checking for you there, you're there on your own. Another thing to remember, you can also bring some ketchup, you can bring salt, because the salt is it's lacking a little, so you bring your salt. But when I say these things, I don't mean like to go overboard and like carry how many things, because you will get stuff, especially if you're a place where you can use your card. That's something else I want to talk about. Your card. Let's talk about finances. Now, I don't want to be all over the place just now. So move on. Let's talk about money, finances. Okay, and this video is strictly about quarantine mostly. I will do another video for you guys telling you about money, etc., and what you need to get and what you don't need to bring after you leave quarantine. But today we're focusing on the quarantine, what you need there in order for you to survive quarantine. So so if you're coming from St. Lucia, it would be important for you to have a card, a Visa card that works on the airport, right? This is because on the airport in St. Lucia, when you go to Uranura Airport, they do not take cash. If you have extra baggage, if your baggage is overweight, anything like this, you would need to use your Visa card. They do not accept cash. They do not accept cash. Strictly a Visa card or credit card. It must be a card, okay? When you get to JFK, at JFK, you can provide cash, because there were people, their card wasn't working, they were able to use the US currency to pay for the extra baggage from JFK to Taiwan. Now, also in quarantine, remember we spoke about the food. So in quarantine, there are some facilities that you will be able to order food from. So for example, if you use Uber Eats, you can get KFC on there, you can get McDonald's, you can get like American cuisine, Korean, Taiwanese food, whatever. You can get it on there, but you need a card that works. My recommendation is this. I would suggest that you get an account with First National Bank. I mean, the others can work, but personally, I had difficulties, right? I had a friend who had a First National and it worked from the jump. No issues, no trouble, no drama. I had a Bank of St. Lucia card and I went to Bank of St. Lucia. I called them. I posted a message on their secure system. And when I got here, my card was not working on Uber Eats, right? And I had to basically email back and forth. They were very helpful to get the issue rectified. But imagine you're there, you're hungry. There's food that you're not really accustomed to and perhaps you might not have a liking for. And you're starving and your card is not working. Your one little gleam of hope is not working. That was a little bit frustrating. So if you don't want the drama, I would suggest you probably get an account with First National, because it worked perfectly for my friend. Bank of St. Lucia did work, but it had a little difficulty in the beginning. Let's put it like that. Based on my experience, I had a friend who had her card from Bank of St. Lucia and it worked perfectly. So I'm just letting you know that there might be some hiccups, as it relates to the cards. And the people that work in the hotel and stuff, they will not come and collect cash from you to pay, nothing like that. Everything is pretty much contactless. They don't want to see you, they don't want to show that kind of thing. None of that. So yes, so that's the finance thing. The other thing about it too, I would suggest that when you get to the airport in Taiwan, you try to change as much currency as you can, or not as much, but a good bit. Reason being, the money that you get on the airport, or you change a currency change that you do, you would need to pay your taxi to go to the quarantine site, and when you're leaving to come to the dormitory or wherever you're going. So it's good to have enough cash for that. And always keep your receipts. Moving on. The other thing about it too, I realized that the other thing about currency change, why I'm suggesting that you do as much as you can, not all your currency, but a good bit, is because here is a place where you cannot use, like, you know, back home, like in Western countries, like let's say in St. Lucia, you can take US and go to a place, like let's say you go to KFC and you can use up to 20 US cash, or you can go somewhere and you just give them cash and you can give them US and it's okay. Here, nobody will accept US from you. They only accept NTD. If you want to use US, you have to change it to their currency. And there aren't really places that do the changing. There's one place at main campus, either more, they would do currency change for you, but there is a limit. They would do currency change up to about 370 US, and above that, they wouldn't do it. In order for you to get it changed, you would actually have to go to a bank like Bank of Taiwan and so on if you want to do anything more than that. And sometimes, especially when you just come, you don't really know how to get around. It might be challenging for you. So my suggestion is, in the beginning, just have change enough on the airport, so you don't have difficulty with currency change, because nobody will accept US from you. Back home, you could do that. If you get a taxi back home, when I say back home, St. Lucia, if you get a taxi in St. Lucia and you have US, oh, they're delighted to take the US dollars from you. But hey, no, you need your NTD, so keep that in mind. Okay. So let me see. I'm trying to look for what else. I think I covered that. Oh yes, another thing too, the reason why you need cash would be that on the airport you would need, and that would be prior, on the airport you would need about 35 US for you to get a SIM card with unlimited data, because Taiwan is a place that you need to have data on your phone, because you use data for translation, because of course you might not know Chinese as yet and you need to communicate, and you would also need it for navigation, because you need it in order for you to get an Uber or track to see when the next bus is available, see your destination, check for the trains, etc. You need internet on your phone, so make sure you come with a good enough phone, or if you want to get a phone here, that's fine also. But initially, you might need to have a phone that can at least survive the 21 days quarantine, because it's also how the government will, the CDC of Taiwan would communicate with you to check in on you every day. Because when you are at the quarantine site, every day you would get a text message finding out how you're doing, and of course, and you would have to give them a rating, and you would have to send an image twice a day showing your temperature. All right, so that's important. So that's why you need data, because they need to be able to track you. They take COVID-19 very seriously, as everybody should, but I believe that the techniques and their focus is greater than other parts of the world. All right, so that's that. The other thing too, I would suggest you guys bring a little bit of cleaning supplies. Like, bring maybe some Clorox wipes, a few pairs of gloves, like probably 6 or whatever pairs of gloves, so that when you get to the quarantine place, you can do a little cleaning. Or alcohol, bring rubbing alcohol if you can, rubbing alcohol, wipes, whatever, just to kind of disinfect or sanitize your area. Because yes, so just bring that, just in case, especially if you know you're somebody who is very neat and organized and worried about these things, germs and so on. Bring your own stuff. Like, just bring not a lot. I didn't say go and shop and go massive mega or these convenience stores or whatever and buy how much. No, that's not what I'm saying. Or department store, that's not what I'm saying. Just bring a little bit of things just to clean your bathroom, clean your area, because again, depending on where you're staying, it might not be as you would want it to be. So having that would be good. I was so glad that I brought up some gloves. I was so happy. I did not bring clock stripes and stuff, but I was able to make do with a rag and soap and whatever. I was able to do that, and I had alcohol, so that helps me. But had I known, I would have brought Clorox wipes. So that's that. Cleaning supplies. Also, I would suggest that if you know that you're asthmatic, if you're somebody who has asthma or bronchitis, any of these conditions, I would suggest that you walk with your inhaler, because the pollution level is a bit high here. So obviously there will be a lot of allergens, a lot of things that can trigger you having an asthma attack. So it would be important to walk with your inhalers or your medications and stuff. Also, it's not necessary to walk with a lot of masks and these things, because there are a lot of masks being produced in Taiwan, and there are so many convenience stores like minutes away from you, so you don't need to, which have these things, they literally have these things available, so you don't have to bring up like a whole stack of masks. You can bring some just for quarantine, for you to use in quarantine, but after that you would be able to get that easily, so no need to go and do a big shopping for masks and stuff. These things are produced in Taiwan and Asia and stuff, so you will get that here. So I would like to suggest that you bring a few warm items, because as the year came to an end, it started to get really cold. It's been 16 degrees, 17 degrees and so on, and that's very cold. I mean, it's not cold compared to places like Canada, but for people like me, I come from the tropics, muy fuerte. It's really cold, so just walk with a little, your little jacket and stuff, just to warm up yourself. Another thing to you guys, I will show you a video of me I'll show you a video of me basically washing in quarantine, because in quarantine you won't have a washing machine or anything, so you have to pretty much wash by hand. And luckily the first place that I was staying, I had a real window, so sun was coming through, so I'll just wash in time so that the sun can heat the clothes and stuff. Yeah, so that's the factor. They won't wash your clothes for you or anything. You're just gonna have a bag of dirty clothes. If you don't want to have a bag of dirty clothes, I suggest you wash it by hand and try to get the sun. But of course there's some rooms where you won't get any sun, because my second quarantine place, there wasn't any window. In fact, we had a window, but the window was a sticker, so I wasn't able to wash and have it dry properly, so that was a mess. But yeah, so as I told you guys, I am going to be doing another video for you guys on what you don't need to bring to Taiwan, because I believe that sometimes when you're coming, we go and do so much major shopping. Thank you so much for looking at my video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video, and you guys will see me in the next video, and I'll see your comments and likes in the next video also. Stay tuned for more from my channel. I would like to tell you guys that I'm starting a new series on my channel called Relentless, and this series will basically be covering my whole medical school journey, and I'll be providing you guys with some tips regarding different things. For example, the quarantine, like just basically things that can help you guys, things I wish I knew before I came and so on. So some of these things I'll be providing you with that, but of course it's just a recording of my medical school journey, so I really hope that you guys will be there to support that. And congratulations in advance to everybody who is gonna come after me. Yeah, I'm super excited for you guys. Yeah, so that's what's up now. I mean, I'm still into fashion and everything, as you can see. So yeah, I'm gonna serve you all the looks.